to solve this, we have from the rule of indices, which says base A power B multiplied by base A power C multiplied by base A power D. This can give us what? Base A power B or plus C plus D. Okay, applying this to this expression, we then have 5 over x plus our x plus our x, everything equals to 125. So the next step is to add the power x together. We then have 5, 3x will give us 5 power 3x, which is equals to 125. So from here we can move 125 to the left hand side. We have 5 over 3x minus 125, everything equals to 0. Then we have 5 power 3x minus 5 power 3 equals to 0. So let five x into brackets power 3 be a, okay, which is power a power 3. Then we're gonna have 5 to b equals to b. Okay, this will then give us from our expression a power 3 minus b power 3 will be equals to a minus b into brackets by expansion into brackets a power 2 plus ab plus b power 2 all into brackets. So applying this to our expression, we have 5 over x into brackets power 3 minus 5 over 3 is equals to 5 over x minus 5 into brackets, open brackets, 5 over x over 2 plus 5 into brackets over x, close the bracket, plus 5 power 2, all bracket closed. From here we have 5 power x minus 5, close the brackets, open the brackets, 5 power x power 2 plus 5 into bracket, 5 power x, close the bracket, plus 25. Everything equals to 0. So from here we equate this term to be equals to 0. Then we also equate this to be 0 as well. So we now have 5 power x minus 5 equals to 0, or 5 power x into brackets power 2 plus 5 into bracket 5 power x plus 25, everything equals to 0. So first, from here, from this equation, so we have 5 power x minus 5 equals to 0. Okay, that will then give us 5 power x equals to 5 by moving minus 5 to the right hand side. So we then have power of 1 here. This now go with this. You have x equals to 1 for the first part of the solution. So for the second part, where we have 5 power x into brackets power 2 plus 5 into brackets 5 power x plus 25 equals to 0. Here we let 5 power x to be equals to y. So our equation now gives us y power 2 plus 5y plus 25 equals to 0, to result into a quadratic equation. So we need to solve this quadratic equation, but as we can see, this quadratic equation cannot be factorized, so we use a quadratic formula, which implies here y will now be equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything over 2a. This is what we use to solve the second part of the equation. the algebraic expression, the quadratic equation. So from here, our A will be equals to 1. Then our B will be equals to 5. While our C equals to 25. So applying or inserting this value into the equation, we have y equals to minus 5 plus or minus square root of 5 squared minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 25 over 2 multiplied by 1. So this then gives us y equals to minus 5 plus or minus the square roots. 5 squared equals 25. 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 25. We have 100 over 2 multiplied by 1 gives us 2. So we have minus 5 plus or minus 25 minus 100 will give us minus 75. Everything over 2. We can rewrite minus square root of minus 75 as minus 5 plus or minus square root of 75 multiplied by square root of minus 1. So we can write this as this, all over 2. So this then implies that square root of minus 1 gives us high. The value of square root of minus 1 gives us high. So we now have y to be equals to minus 5 plus or minus 75 I, everything over 2. But we can still write this as minus 5 plus or minus 75. Square root of 25 can be written as 25 multiplied by 3 will give us 7 square root of 75. So square root of 75 will give us square root of 25 multiplied by 3. That's it over 2. Then we can write it as equals to minus plus or minus square root of 25 multiplied by square root of 3. I, everything over 2. So this then gives us y to be equals to 5 plus or minus square root of 25 gives us 5 multiplied by square root of 3 I over 2. Okay, from here we have 5 plus or minus 5 square root of 3 I, everything over 2. This is our y. You can recall that 5 x 5 raised to power x equals to y. So replace that with y. We have 5 raised to power x equals to minus 5 plus or minus 5 square root of 3 and I, everything over 2. So here we can take the log of both sides. We now have log of 5 raised to the power x equals to log of into bracket minus 5 plus or minus 5 square root of 3 I, everything over 2. From here we can divide both sides by log 5. So we have x log 5 equals to log into bracket 5 plus or minus 5 3 square I over 2 into bracket. So dividing by log 5, we have log 5 over log 5. Log 5 cancel log 5. We are left with x equals to log into bracket minus 5 plus or minus square root 3 I, everything over 2 into bracket over log 5. So our rule of logarithm, which says log a over log b will be equals to log a base b. Okay, so from here this can be written as x equals to log into bracket minus 5 plus or minus 5 square root 3 I everything over 2 log, that is base 5. So as we can see from this solution, we have an imaginary sign. So the I is an imaginary indication of a number, which indicates that the value here cannot be a real number. Okay, x over here is not a real number. Okay, it's not a real number. So we then resolve to our x1. So this x be s2. So then our x equals to 1, which is the x1, will then be the solution of this expression. So we can also check for this, which means if we have x to be equals to 1 from our expression, which is 5 raised to the power x multiplied by 5 raised to the power x multiplied by 5 raised to the power x equals to 125. Okay, here if we insert our x, we have 5 raised to the power 1 multiplied by 5 raised to the power 1 multiplied by 5 raised to the power 1, which is equals to 125. So we then have 5 power 1 equals to 5 multiplied by 5 power 1 equals to 5 multiplied by 5 raised to the power 1. So 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 will give us 125 equals to what? 125. Here comes the end of the lesson, which is the final stage of this solution. So we'll meet in the next video. Thanks. Like the video, subscribe and share it to your loved ones. Bye for now. We'll meet in the next lesson.